DIY.
I got a slide here from Southside and Pharrell, and they're both talking about the necessity of not occupying your mind too much with just the bottom line when it comes to your music and your craft and improving at your craft. Most times, that money focus can dramatically shift how the music sounds, but let's hear it from them.
One jewel, just don't worry about the money. Just worry about your craft and try to do as much music as possible. It'll turn into everything. It'll turn into your whole life. It's just that, like, worry about the art of it. Like, don't worry about the money. If you worry about the money, you're never gonna get it. Old head taught me that. Stop worrying about the money. That shit just drop in your lap. I swear to God, that's what it does. If you don't worry about that shit and just worry about doing as much records as possible, just working with everybody. That's how I train all my boys. You feel me? Like, everybody just, I tell them niggas this too. I tell them niggas, like, look, if I tell them it's a competition. And I tell them, like, if everybody go for the number one spot, we're gonna fill up 1, 2, and 3. We fill up 1, 2, and 3, we run the game. Produce a sidewise, you feel me? That's your craft. I can't tell you what you want to charge. Like, in this level, it's just like you gonna go through niggas saying they only got 500 for you. Like, labels used to tell us we got 1,500 for you. I just really go without instead of bending.
When you hear stuff like this, it's usually met with skepticism because everybody's looking for the secret sauce, and they don't think that something as simplistic as this could be categorized as secret sauce. There's literally something called the law of detachment. You've seen it happen in your life, whether or not you've made money or whether or not you're a millionaire. You ever be looking for your keys around the house? It's the first thing on your mind. That's the only thing on your mind because you got to go. Maybe you're late for something. You're looking all around the house. You look under the couch. You look under the pillows. You look everywhere they could possibly be. You even looking in places that you're like, I know damn well my dumb ass ain't put these keys in the freezer. But you look in the freezer anyways, and you still don't find them. You don't find them damn keys until you sit your ass down and you stop caring about it. Or you just say, I give up. Doesn't always happen, but something weird happens in that you sit back, detached from the necessity or the need in that moment to find the keys, and you look out the corner of your eye, and you see that damn lanyard. You're like, there go my damn keys right there. And you go pick it up, and you go about your business. In much the same way, I have also experienced, that's when my money opportunities came to me as a producer. When I made better quality decisions about what to give my time to, and not just about the bottom line, just about the money, I found myself in less desperate situations.
Stop worrying about the money. That shit just drop in your lap. I swear to God, that's what it does. If you don't worry about that shit and just worry about doing as much records as possible, just working with everybody. That's how I train all my boys.
When I was a broke boy and I was out here worried about, I care about this craft, I love this craft, but man, I really got to get some paper. I made some of the dumbest decisions in my entire career. I said yes to people that my instinct told me I shouldn't be saying yes to them. They're not good for me. Took on opportunities where it was artists that I know damn well I didn't want to work with. I'm not proud to say this, but it's artists I didn't want to work with. I didn't believe in anything they had going on, but I accepted their money because I needed the money. Anytime I made those decisions, that money would be gone so damn fast. And so when I'm listening to Southside and I see a comment like this from one of the commenters in here, well, these individuals have the money. That's why they saying this BS. The reason it's called music business is because of the money. I think they're not taking into consideration who they had to become in order to attract the kind of circumstances that they would eventually get into. When you look like desperation, when you look like you do anything for $1, you attract people who are desperate to take advantage of you. And your antennas are down because you don't care about the same things you would care about if you were secure in your place. You're just looking for the next dollar, no matter who it comes from. Think about the quality of people that attracts.
I say being original is really important in this game, man.
So Pharrell is talking about how creativity should be the lead focus and then the money will come. And I keep looking at these comments on the side and I'm recognizing, ain't it funny how people think that they're specialists on this topic and they ain't made no damn money yet? That's a side note, don't mind me.
Like I said, that's why nobody can't fuck with Timberland. Nobody can't fuck with Kanye. Nobody can't fuck with Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla is like one of the illest niggas to me. Cause he don't give a fuck. He's not afraid. It's not about $1. It's about the creativity. The money will come. That's what you have to remember. So, as Chad said before, don't be afraid when you are inspired or touched by some sort of music to go in and investigate and realize what really hurt you about it. Because that might be your sound speaking to you and you don't even know it.
I feel like that's a message that absolutely relates to the period we're in right now. This drives home what I was saying earlier about the necessity to try new things right now. I agree with what Pharrell is saying in that if you lead with creativity, if you lead with creative ideas, it opens you up to networking opportunities. It changes the glow around what people see when they see you. When people know that you're somebody that has an abundant amount of creative ideas, you attract creatives. You also attract people with money who are willing to pay for your creativity because they ain't got it. I think that money can only make you creative enough. I don't think money has the power, ultimately, to push you to the highest levels of your creativity. I think it's a different energy that takes over. The most creative artists that we listen to when they speak about these things, like a Pharrell, you can tell that if it was about the money, they would have quit a long time ago. They're driven by something completely invested within the art. They're chasing something worthwhile, something worth more than money.
But as an artist, I've never been fascinated by money. It's more about the art.
Still bangles. Just do what you're doing. The money comes in abundance.
That's all I care about. The money comes. That's what someone told me a long time ago. Just do what you're doing. The money comes in abundance.
There's a lot of decisions that are being made these days that are changing the way that music sounds. For those looking for a solution, I don't think that you need to look in the direction of the suits, the playlisters, or even the fans. I think the fans have more power than the other two entities because ultimately where their money goes is very important. But I think this falls on us creatives. I really feel like this falls on us. When you're dealing with suits who look at you as having this disposable ability of creativity, anybody can be creative. Anybody can give me a hot song. Anybody can follow a formula. Ain't nothing too good. They always look at you as someone who's going to eventually need them and eventually need to come back to them. But something happens when you stubbornly do it yourself. Something happens when you say, you know what? I'm not going to do this in spite of you. I'm not going to do this to be the opposite of you. I'm going to do this because I need to do this. This is within me to create the way that I create. At some point, they have to readjust because once you are moved by something as a creative, once you put your heart and soul in what you're doing, it changes the texture of your music. It changes the decision making of your music. It changes the length of your music. It changes the mood of your music. And when you change all those elements, it has a physical and spiritual effect on you. What do you think is going to do to the right listener? And when that right listener feels that connection on such a deep level, how many times have you heard a song that has moved you so much you wanted to share it with somebody else? Well, that's how this thing works. They shared it with someone else. When that person says, I am so moved by the music you make, I just need to meet you in person or see you perform in person, that's when that person shows up to a show. When they say, I am so moved by that song, I need to get a zip file, whatever. I just want to have some merchandise. I want to be one of the early adopters. I want to be one of the people that were your day ones. That is decisions that you're only going to get. That is behavior that you're only going to get from people who are moved by music that you were moved to make. I have a weird philosophy in that I'm not this altruist that feels like money can't motivate you. I feel like how Arnold Schwarzenegger said one time, what motivated you to want to become one of the strongest men in the world? And he said, the California girls. Yeah, the California girls are hot. That man pushed all that iron. He got as buff as he got because he wanted the California girls. Yeah, the California girls. That pushed him to a certain limit. But at some point, through all that pain, it had to be something more than that. But I do think that those shallow things present a certain level of value for some decent motivation. The same way drinking a Red Bull can get you going crazy on a beat, but it's not going to take you to the home stretch. It's not going to take you all the way home. What's going to take you all the way home is having a why that is much stronger than just money. Money's important, very important. Can't do shit without money. But when that's the only thing that leads you, be careful. That thing gonna lead you some places that you can't get out of. Those are my thoughts, though. What do you think? DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Don't be greedy. Peace.